Horror is one of my favorite genres, and I'm not talking about the run and hide horror games. I'm talking about the horror games where you can fight back. And you know what? 2025 has been pretty good for those types of horror games. You know, we had bangers like Chronos The New Dawn. I feel like I'm forgetting the other one. Well, now we have the third and final one of the year, and it's easily my favorite, but what makes it unique is the fact it isn't a AAA horror game, and it's actually a mod for Doom 2 that was remade from the ground up, which makes it really interesting. I don't know how the original version looks like this when it was based off of this. It's just witchcraft. The developer probably got burnt at the stake for making it. But yeah, I'm talking about Total Chaos if you can't tell already. It surprised me. It surprised me a lot because I wasn't going in expecting like amazing, groundbreaking, I'm gonna shit myself horror because I'm pretty numb to horror. But yeah, Total Chaos made me jump multiple times. From the smallest things, literally just encountering an enemy made me jump. No other horror game has made me feel dread from enemy encounters more than Total Chaos. And I'm not talking about what I said for Silent Hill F, where the combat was so janky and awful that it made me dread combat encounters, in turn making me fear enemies. No, I'm talking about the fact that enemies are not messing around in Total Chaos. The combat isn't jank in the slightest. It's actually really fun. You know, I love melee combat in horror games. Condemned Criminal Origins, it's a certified banger. I can't believe they delisted that from Steam. I hope they bring it back. Please bring it back. Total Chaos is very melee focused, but what I really like about it is the fact it's also very hardcore with the melee. And I'm not just talking about weapon degradation here. There's a lot of different elements that make it feel hardcore, but weapon degradation is a huge factor of that. There's a bunch of elements that you need to look out for. There's a lot of resource management, like you're in a survival game, like you know, it actually amplifies the survival part of survival horror. You have a hunger meter, you can bleed, and you got to look out for all of these things, looking around the area for meat cans or monster flesh to eat, which surprisingly don't make you throw up on the spot. Oh, and there's also energy drinks and stuff like that. It's like you're playing a Stalker game. Like, even the inventory management feels a lot like Stalker, and I love it. I think it works perfectly for a horror game. I mean, Stalker had a lot of horror elements as well, so it makes a lot of sense that it's like this. What I love as well is, in terms of the inventory management, your choices matter. Like, you need to pick and choose what you pick up. Like, there are guns in the game, but you can't carry every single one because they weigh so much. There are multiple times within Total Chaos where I just had to drop a weapon to pick up a different one, and then later down the line found a bunch of ammo for the weapon I dropped in a different chapter, and I just stood dreading my choices. But it was a great feeling. I absolutely love that it makes you make these choices, and you just don't know whether or not you're gonna make combat encounters harder for you or easier for you. There's that sense of mystery of like, am I gonna survive the next encounter, or am I gonna get through everything really easily? And then it's just great. I love it. I don't know how to put it into words. And what else is great is the set pieces, level design, and monster designs. This game has Weeping Angel enemies. That's my kryptonite. It has Weeping Angel enemies, and it's not just like a gimmicky section where like, oh, it just moves slightly, but you can like easily bypass it by just staring at it the whole time and just walking away. No, in the first chapter, you need to solve a puzzle that requires you to turn around, and you need to strategically activate steam to come out of pipes to block it from coming any closer to you whilst you're trying to get through this area with your back turned to it. It is amazing. And there's another section just a bit further in where you're going through this abandoned like hotel area, and there's just multiple different ones that appear out the corner of your eye while you're trying to avoid one, and it just keeps building up, and it's horrible shit, and I love it. Another section I really liked is these enemies that only move when the light's off, and the only light source you get in the game is this flimsy little shitty lighter, and there's a chance it can go off randomly at any point, as well as going off if you dash too much, or environmental hazards like a fan or steam from a pipe, for example. And these enemies move fast in the dark, and you can only see their glowing white eyes as they beeline towards you. It is, again, a horrifying section. I was on the edge of my seat the whole time, and I I don't know, like, these are sections that are definitely going to stick with me. They're incredibly well crafted and I love them. Oh, and it's also a psychological horror game, you know, like Silent Hill and The Evil Within, especially The Evil Within. I got heavy The Evil Within vibes with how it does the weird trippy horror. There's a mechanic in the game where your madness can increase if you take some like medication, and when you're in this state, walls can change into these like flesh tunnels that you can go through to get unique items, and also just the weirdest surreal visuals happen when you're in this mode. It is just so good. Chapter 5, I think it was, you get an achievement if you beat the entire chapter while still in madness, because the way to ground yourself to get out of madness, to get out of the mad state, is by going to a save spot. So what you need to do in chapter 5 is you need to beat the entire chapter without saving once. And that is also how you get the good ending. I won't spoil anything, but I did it. I only did it on normal mode, but like, you know, I'm still pretty proud of myself. I had a lot of occasions where I almost died horribly. But yeah, Total Chaos is a good game. Really surprised me. And I think between this and Chronos The New Dawn, I think I slightly prefer Total Chaos over Chronos. It's quite hard because they're both incredibly strong horror games that I highly recommend. But in terms of like price and stuff, I'd say maybe go for Total Chaos first because it's like half the price of Chronos, but Chronos is still definitely worth your time. That is such a good game. Speaking of Chronos, I have a friend working on a video on Chronos right now, and it's actually going to be the first video he uploads on his channel. So I will put that as an info card here and put it on the end screen when he uploads that, as well as put it in the description if you want to check it out when you get the time. See what he thinks of Chronos. It'll probably be the exact same, I think. And yeah, go play Total Chaos. This has been another unscripted ramble about a game on Proxidist Plus. I hope you all enjoyed.